The most powerful hurricane on record to hit the Florida Panhandle is now a tropical storm and moving over Georgia and South Carolina. At least 2 people were killed by falling trees. Nicole Killian is in that disaster zone in hard-hit Panama City Beach.
Hurricane Michael completely shredded large sections of Panama City, and residents who rode out yesterday's historic storm are still in shock.
Indescribable. Hail. You look out the windows and you got pieces from people's houses flying by, you got trees flying by.
Michael barreled ashore on the Florida Panhandle yesterday as one of the most powerful storms ever to make landfall in the U.S. mainland. The storm surge reached 10 feet in some areas, and winds topped out at 155 miles per hour, just shy of a Category 5 hurricane.
The roof ripped off. It was pulling us out of there. And the wind was like pulling us out of that little room. I thought these walls would have went next, but they didn't, thank God.
The roof of this school gymnasium was ripped open like a tin can. An entire freight train was pushed clear off its rails. At Tyndall Air Force Base, winds stripped the roof from an airplane hangar, and overturned trucks and debris littered the tarmac. Michael snapped and uprooted trees, one sliced through a house. Emergency officials say their top priority is search and rescue and expect the death toll will rise.
We haven't been able to get in and truly assess. It's going to take us some time to do that over the next 48 hours. To fully understand who did and who didn't evacuate.
Power lines like these in Panama City Beach are down all over the region. At least 650,000 homes and businesses are without electricity, and utility companies warn it could take days, if not weeks, to finish the repairs. One early estimate put the initial cost of the storm damage at over $10 billion. Nicole Killian, CBS News, Panama City Beach, Florida.
A federal appeals court has stayed the execution of Tennessee death row inmate Edmund Zagorski to allow time for consideration of arguments that he had poor legal representation during his trial and sentencing. Execution plans remain on hold while the court resolves the latest appeals. They've set no immediate timeline for deciding the case. Zagorski's attorney had argued separately that the state's lethal injection method of execution was unconstitutional. Zagorski asked earlier in the week to die by electrocution, but the state had refused because it said he did not make the request in a timely manner. Zagorski was convicted of the 1983 murders of 2 men in a drug deal. 2 inmates who escaped the Rutherford County Adult Detention Facility are still on the run. Dwayne Halfaker and Jonathan Baxter are accused of assaulting a detention officer and then escaping with the deputy's radio. Both men have been added to the TBI's top 10 most wanted list. We've posted their photos on our Facebook page so you can share them. If you see Halfaker or Baxter, please call police. Songwriters have been asking for this for a long time. Today, President Trump is expected to sign the Music Modernization Act. The new rules will ensure songwriters get paid fairly for their work in the streaming age. There will be a new independent entity that will license songs to companies that play music online. Digital streaming services like Spotify or Pandora can ask for a blanket license. John Rich, Kanye West, and Kid Rock are among the artists at the White House for the event. The law will also make sure artists who made music prior to 1972 are paid as well. Recording artists didn't have any copyright rights in their works until 1972.